Okay, hello everyone. This is a new kind of reading that is going to go or sort of link up to our full moon, new moon readings, etc. And I had this idea a couple days ago, and I figured I'd go ahead and do it, and we'll see if everybody likes it. So this is sort of an addendum to the previous reading. So right now we are in a phase from new moon to full moon, and today, January 17th, 2024, is the first quarter moon. And I thought I would draw a few cards just to see if there's some extra information as we get towards the full moon. And I'll do this again for the last quarter as we go full moon to new moon. So I thought it'd be fun and interesting to see what they have to say. And so I hope everybody likes this. And I'll just draw a couple cards here and we'll add that. If you look at the previous reading, we had two big major arcanas show up. I've got them right here from the WildWood tarot deck. I can show you some of those cards here. And so what I'm going to do is I'll shuffle these up. We're going to continue to use this deck for advice as we go towards the full moon. Okay, so the two cards we had were the Great Bear and the Forest Lovers. The general idea of this reading, because on top of that, to either side, sort of as additional info, we had the Queen of Vessels and the Two of Stones, indicating a lot of love and stamina and ability to push through things, but also some challenges here that might come into play as you work towards what you needed to do. And this is more of an internal energy, is what I got from that reading, especially because of the Great Bear. The Lovers came along later and actually kind of got pulled out when I pulled out the Great Bear. So for more information, check out that reading. And what we're going to do is we're going to draw a couple cards with the pendulum. And we're going to see, get these shuffled up. And I'll do a pendulum reading just like I always do. Hope everyone's okay. I hope everyone's staying warm. If you live in pretty much most of the US right now, we're either getting hit with really cold weather or some pretty rough storms. I hope everybody is all right and faring well. So this is what we need for extra information about as we work on that internal tie of the lovers, of what we want to be tied to internally. What do we want? Okay. That just flew out. We'll play that one. And I'll pull one with the pendulum. Just single cut. Okay. So this that fell out, the Page of Arrows. I love this card, and I love wrens. Wrens are one of my all-time favorite birds. I keep a bird feeder, and I always wait for the first wren to show up, and I always get one within a couple days. I'm always super excited about it. I've had wrens around me now for, oh my gosh, like 10 years or more. And I just love these little guys. And I always get to see them on nature walks when I go out into the woods. Sometimes I've had them follow me. So we'll talk about this card here in just a minute, but we're just going to tuck him over here. All right. So this is the tricky part here as I try to maneuver around my camera. Let's go this way. We may have to cut this in half. We'll see what the pendulum says. So we are looking for extra information to the previous reading as we sit at this first quarter. What is good information to help us move towards the full moon with the information we had from the previous reading? Getting some good circles there. That's good. What is a card that would be good? Gonna have to spread those out, I think. Well, it's being pretty clear. I can see. You probably can't see on the camera. It's one of these right here. Give it a little boost. There we go. That card right there. So, and it is 4 of Arrows. rest. With the Page of Swords, which is Ren, so pages are bringers of information. The page can sometimes be a young person, or it's the energy of a young messenger or new ideas. In the case of a Page of Arrows, it's definitely new ideas, good new ideas. Just the very beginnings, lots of energy. Wrens are very energetic, bouncy birds. They're very intelligent. They're also considered the king of birds in Bardic folklore, I believe. They're very important not Bardic, but in Druidic and Bardic folklore and in that tradition. And rest. Four of Arrows usually always means a chance to rest from internal thoughts, a chance to relax, to not have too many things weighing you down, or that you may have a lot of ideas pinning you down. Like this card kind of shows this guy being pinned down, but the butterfly helps, like it's like this person here is being watched over by the butterfly, who is all about transformation, right? Beauty, transformation, giving into the slow progress of the natural way of things, of flow. Because that's what a butterfly has to do. It knows it needs to make a cocoon and get some rest as a caterpillar so it can become a butterfly. It's all about rest. So again, like I said, I wasn't getting a lot of external energy in the weather report for this coming full moon. I think this full moon is all about making a decision internally about what you want to carry forward into the new year. And it's something new. It's something new. And with the other cards we had, you have the ability and the strength to pursue it. There's a lot of support here. But it's telling you this is not a full moon that you want to go charging into. You need to spend time thinking about what you want to tie yourself to. And the great bear there is kind of about what you're scared of. You have to get past this guardian. So what new thoughts are maybe scaring you? What's got you? Yeah, this is something brand new. This is a new way of being, but it can't be accomplished by charging into it. You have to go into this darkness here. You have to go into the cave. You have to face this. Be tenacious, like the Queen of Vessels. Face the challenge. Go into the cave. Figure out what you want to be tied to. And do so through rest. Maybe some journeying, maybe meditation, some quiet work. Work with the cards. Find new ideas to help you get through it. So this is, again, an addendum to that weather report. I've gotten this over and over in some other readings I've done personally. It feels like this full moon is not one to be charged into. I think those are coming. I think we're going to have some readings that indicate that the full moons are going to be big moments of external energy. But if you're doing any sort of spiritual, mystical, magical work, this is about internal work right now. I think it's the wolf moon in January. So there's that. So I hope that has given everyone a little bit more of an idea of what we're getting into or what's going on around us as we try to live through this mystical life and move through it. And I wanted to do one more thing real quick, just out of fun. These are my favorite cards ever. This is the Faeries Oracle by Brian Froud and Jessa Macbeth. I have the honor of knowing Jessica Macbeth. And she's actually the one that taught me the most about reading cards and reading these cards in particular. So what I thought I'd do, I'm not going to use the pendulum on this one. We're going to see what the fair folk have to say about this, about what's coming up, the full moon coming up, and everything we've talked about in this video and the previous video. And just right up here, I'll put a link to the previous video, to the previous reading. What do the fair folk have to say? What do they want to add? Right there. There. Ooh, the Glenconer. The Glenconer is all about illusions. It's all about what you've either, perhaps what you've been manipulated by, what have you been seduced by? Yeah, this goes hand in hand with all these other cards we've talked about. Okay, what I'm getting is from the fair folk is this is the time to pull back illusions, to go into the dark, because in the dark is the only way you can truly see what you need to be tied to. Go into the cave, find the only way you can truly see is what a fair folk way of saying things, right? The only way to truly see is to go into the dark and strip away illusions, strip away and get to the core of who you are and what you want to do. And that's what this full moon's about. That's the magical energy that's in place. And if you do things based on that, they will be much more powerful. That's what I tend to focus on when I do these readings, is the general mystical weather, the energies at hand. So yeah, take all that for what you will. I hope you have enjoyed this little addendum to the new moon to full moon reading. The full moon takes place on January 25th. I will have a full moon to new moon reading up right about that time as well. So stay tuned here. If you like this reading, please don't forget, please click the like button, subscribe. I'm doing this on the regular now. If you'd like to see other videos by me, if you want to see how I use the pendulum, you already see how I use the pendulum with the cards, but I can maybe go over some details, do a little bit more of a detailed video about the experience of using this. I've been using this pendulum now with cards for probably, I think, well over 8 to 10 years. We can talk about that if you want. Anything you would like, go ahead and post in comments. Let me know what you think of these cards, and good luck on your inward work as we go into this full moon. All right, everybody. Stay shiny, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.